Ciao e bentornati, welcome back to Pillole D'Italiano. L'episodio di oggi, episodio numero 111, sarà molto simile a quello di settimana scorsa. So last week we talked about the 3 different ways of translating the adjective busy in Italian. If by any chance you missed it, you can just click on the link above my head right now and go and watch that one. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 different ways that Italians have to express the concept of unsettling. As I was mentioning last week, when you speak another language, it's not simply a matter of acquiring grammatical construct, syntax, vocabulary, yada, yada, yada. It's not just that. You have to start thinking in a different way, which is also the beauty of learning languages, is the fact that your mind expands. Now, what happens a lot during my conversation group Aperitivo Italiano usually, but also with my clients one-on-one, is the fact that somebody will come and say, hey, I want to say this. They will give me the sentence in English, but I'm missing the word for, in this case, unsettling, right? I don't know how to translate that. When you are not working with a tutor, with a coach, or when you're not communicating with a native speaker, what happens most likely is that you're going to pull out your phone if you're on the go, or use your computer and maybe use Google Translate or some other service that is similar. The problem with these services, they're becoming better and better, but they lack nuance. So they do not really understand what you actually mean. And if you just type in unsettling, maybe they will, or the sentence with the word unsettling, maybe they will give you one possible translation that, you don't know any better, so it sounds right to you, but is really off for a native speaker. So here I am today giving you a clear way of distinguishing between the 3 different adjectives that Italians use to say unsettling. But before we jump in, a word from our sponsor, yours truly. As some of you may know, I'm going to launch my Italian crash course again very, very soon. Start date is September 18th. It's a 10-week course that combines pre-recorded material with live interactions with yours truly, Q&As, conversation groups, so that you can actually maximize practice time. You can ask me all the questions you might have, but you can study the biggest chunk of grammar on your own. So if you live in a time zone that is not really around the corner from where I live, well, you don't have to worry. You don't need to set your alarm for 4 a.m. to come and participate in live classes. If I can say so myself, this course is really great because it's going to condense the essential knowledge that you will need to become fluent in Italian in 10 weeks only. If you're starting from scratch, this is great for you. But also, if you've been studying Italian for a while, I will make sure that you don't have gaps in your knowledge, so that by the end of those 10 weeks, you will have all the essential grammatical elements to be able to formulate all of your sentences, statements, questions, and this way you will have all the instruments to be able to start listening to native content, or if you're already doing that, you will be able to better understand it. And throughout those 10 weeks, you will also be able to come and participate in the group conversations that I lead every week so that you can practice. We make sure that you put into practice what you will be learning, because that's where the rubber meets the road, right? So that's a tricky spot for a lot of people when they're learning a different language, is actually to put it into practice. And by doing so under my supervision, getting feedback on a weekly basis means that you will be able to progress in your language journey way faster than you would have ever thought possible. Now, the great news for you is the fact that in the next couple of weeks, I'm offering the chance to speak live with me one-on-one and for free, so that you can come ask me all the questions you might have about this program. We can decide together if you're a good fit and which one of the different tiers is the one that makes sense for you. And also, if you're curious to see what my conversation group is all about, it's called Aperitivo Italiano, in case you don't know it. It's an Italian happy hour, and you will find a link in the description of this episode below to come and register for a trial session. So both the one-on-one call with me and the trial session of Aperitivo are complimentary. Now, feel free to pause this video, go click on the link, save your spot before this offer expires or spots run out. E adesso torniamo all'episodio di oggi. Come si dice unsettling in italiano? Well, it depends. The first thing that you need to gain is clarity. First of all, you need to think about what do I actually mean when I'm defining something or someone as unsettling. Is it unsettling because it's creating confusion? Is it creepy? Is it worrisome? What is it? If something is unsettling because it's worrisome, we will define it as preoccupante. Preoccupante. This being an adjective that ends in e, the letter E, means that it's gender neutral. So I could say la situazione in Ucraina è molto preoccupante. La situazione in Ucraina è molto preoccupante. If something is unsettling because it's confusing, it leaves you speechless, you are at a loss by hearing that thing, you might define it as sconcertante, sconcertante. And if something or someone is unsettling because it's creepy, then you will define that thing or person as inquietante, inquietante. Per esempio, il film It è inquietante, secondo me. Ok, adesso tocca a voi. Now it's your turn. Fate pratica nella sezione commenti. So leave a comment, practice, create a couple of sentences where you could use at least one of these unsettling adjectives, maybe all three of them. Let me know what you find preoccupante, sconcertante ed inquietante, and I will give you feedback. Spero che questo episodio vi sia piaciuto. I truly hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, don't forget to like it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to it, or if you've been around for a little while but you just forgot to do it, that's your chance. And I will see you super soon. Ciao, a presto!